All right, you can see me here. I was tagged by Plantbased Outdoors Kyle over there. He tagged me in a video about wild edibles and medicinal stuff. Now I'm in Oklahoma, so I'm not sure if all this stuff grows everywhere else, but I'm pretty sure most of it grows everywhere and pretty much in North America, at least here in the Midwest, Mid-South, and things like that. And the majority of stuff that I'm going to show you is actually growing in my yard. So, and it's the same stuff that grows in fields. So, I mean, it's in fields all over Oklahoma and across the country. So, but anyway, one of my first things I'm going to show is what I have in my backyard. Y'all can see this. I'll get you a close-up. Is mulberries. I have them growing everywhere. So, mulberries, very good, very nutritious, very healthy, very tasty for a, let's see here. Gotta do this. Yeah, mulberries. And they are everywhere up in there. Sorry for the blurry video, folks, but they are everywhere up in here. So, that's one. Very good for you. Very tasty, sweet. Another one here that's just growing in my backyard right here. These little plants right here, chickweed. Chickweed, this very healthy, very good for you. You can eat it plain, raw, or you can eat it in a salad. You can boil it, things like that. So I mean, and it's got a lot of vitamins and things in it. You can just pick it and eat it, so that's what that is, chickweed. Kyle believed that's when you guys came down. I think that's when you were at the creek. I think that's what you picked and ate. I called it duckweed, but it's not duckweed, it's chickweed. So, chick, duck. So, but my backyard is full of this stuff. It literally is full of this stuff. It stays kind of shaded down here, and it's back here, and kind of moist actually in a way. So never gets much sun back here. It's completely covered. Anyway, we'll move to the next one. All right, some of you guys might recognize this stuff too. This stuff grows everywhere throughout the world, really, they say. Sorrel. It's not a very big patch. It's a little patch. Wood sorrel, I guess they would call it. It's usually got like little yellow flowers on it, things like that. But we used to eat this stuff as kids all the time. Just little heart-shaped leaves. Pick it, eat it. Tastes like lemon, very, very mild lemony taste. But I got a little bit growing throughout my yard. But that's just a little small patch. You can see I got a little bit growing. If I can find it on the camera. So yeah, I got some growing. It's just out here on the side of the house. But this stuff grows in the fields everywhere. And another one they say, that grows, sorry about the noise, folks, traffic time, is that clovers. You can eat these. Everybody's always picking for 4-leaf clovers and things like that, but yeah, you can eat this. Boil it. This stuff grows everywhere. Got a lot of vitamins in it too, and it's everywhere. We can go to the next one. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this real quick before it gets too busy on the road here, because I'm right in a ditch. All right, this stuff grows everywhere in Oklahoma, and probably throughout the country too. But it's lamb's quarters. So it's gonna get, you hear some noise. But this stuff is like spinach, basically. This is just a small plant. It can grow 3 or 4, 5 feet tall, you know. I mean, it gets big, and it's usually in a bunch of patches. And when you find one, there's a bunch everywhere. But this is a young one, and this is literally when it's good. It's very tender, can be eaten raw or boiled. It's basically like spinach. And when they're young, you can eat the stems. When they're older, you don't want to, and you want to pick from the young leaves anyway. It'd be a lot more flavorful, but it's real healthy for you. Also, when it gets older, though, you'll notice there'll be if you see this stuff and it's older, that it gets a lot of seeds on it. Those seeds can be picked off there easily, and it can be, from what I've read, you can use it, grind it up, let them dry, grind it up, and use it as a flour, you know, type of a grain. So that's very cool. But this stuff is real good. Stuff's everywhere, and I've eaten plenty of this stuff when I was a kid, you know, because you know, we didn't grow up with a lot of money, so we ate out of the field. So, but this stuff, lamb's quarters. Lamb's quarters. All right, a lot of you may be familiar with this. This is yarrow, and this stuff grows everywhere in Oklahoma, and I'm pretty sure it grows throughout the rest of the country as well. But it's got a lot of white leaves on it. But one of the things is that helps notice it, though, identify it, is it has these leaves on it that are very feather-like. See if I can get that in the camera there. Very feathery. Almost kind of like a fern in a way, but it's not. Now this stuff is medicinal. This is not an edible plant. It has multiple uses on it. Multiple uses. Crush it up. You can rub it on your arm, on your body and stuff, so you can smell it, you know, and it's got a very medicine-y kind of smell to it. So you can rub it on your body. It'll keep the mosquitoes away, you know, because it's got that kind of a smell. You can rub it all over your clothes and stuff like that. If you have a cut, what you can do is, you know, crush it up a little bit, get it, you know, the oils coming out, put it on your cut, and it'll actually, it's a natural antiseptic. So it can, you know, it'll basically sanitize your wound, you know, even helps with the healing process. Now another thing too is that the roots, this is kind of a younger plant, but the roots, if you have a bad toothache or anything like that, chew on that, just a little bit of the root, don't swallow it, just chew a little piece of the root. It will actually work like Oragel. So very cool stuff, a lot of benefits. I've read a lot of people talk about brewing teas with it, and it helps with congestion and things like that as well, and colds. So it's a very good plant. This stuff grows everywhere, and look it up, you know, look it up, because there's a lot of stuff that can be done with it and things like that. I'll show you something else real quick. Okay, here's a younger plant that's yarrow. See, the leaves are really big on this one. See how feathery they are? They're like feathers. So same stuff though, just not grown up with the white flowers. Just want to say, yeah, I was tagged by Kyle at Plantbased Outdoors on this wild edibles and medicinal, and I think it's a great video, and I think it's a great thing to pass around, because it's to tag other. I'm going to do some tags here in a minute. You're not under any obligation to do it, but I think it's great because I think it helps us also to learn about this stuff, because this is something that really could benefit all of us. You know, in any type of situation. You know, if you're stranded somewhere, if you're lost, shit hits the fan, you know. Wild edibles, you know, I mean, this is stuff that, you know, a lot of it that I'm showing and things like that, that my grandparents, you know, and them, you know, my grandparents, you know, great grandparents before them, they ate this stuff. They lived on this stuff. You know, this is how they did it. You know, this was normal to them, a lot of it. They knew this stuff. All this stuff has kind of been lost over the last few generations. And there are still a lot of people, but I think it's coming back around. Actually, I've seen a lot of resurgence with it, which is great. And but it's important, you know, all of the stuff that I showed you, I'm familiar with, but I'm no expert at this stuff by far. And I have a lot to learn myself. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's other stuff I could have shown you and just growing in my yard that I could have done. There's plantain growing. There's you know, Indian paintbrush. You can eat the leaves off it, you know, and that stuff is growing everywhere. But anyway, I mean, this stuff could save your life, you know, if you're in a desperate situation. You all, you know, have something to eat. Now this is springtime, and I'm in Oklahoma. Some of these guys that I'm going to tag are in different states, so some of their plant life might be a little bit different, and they might have different ideas also. So we can learn from each other. But one thing I do want to say though is you've got to research and know exactly what you're picking and looking at, because some stuff can kill you straight up. So research the shit out of everything. I can't stress that enough, you know, and research what, you know, like the stuff I showed and the stuff that you may show. If you're kind of familiar with it but not real familiar with it, what can you do with it? What kind of benefits does it have? Like the yarrow, you can't eat that stuff, but it's medicinal, you know. But I did read that you can brew teas with it and stuff. See, that's, you know, I'm unsure about doing that. Something that I'd have to really research on and really find out more about. But I do know about the external benefits. I do know that for your toothache. Everything else I'm familiar with. You can eat that, salads, boil it, put it in stews, whatever. But anyway, I want to say thanks to Kyle for tagging me. I think this is something that we can all benefit from and learn from, and it helps get us out to look and learn it for ourselves as well, which is a great idea, man. That's very cool. All right, I'm going to tag. I got 5 people here. I'm going to tag 5 channels. I'm going to tag Matt at Hat Bushcraft. Great channel. So I'm interested in hearing, seeing what he's got. Living Frugal and Prepping is another one. I don't know the guy's name, but interested in seeing what he's got too. And Justin from Survival Mindset. I know that he's like out in California, so they have a lot of different stuff maybe than what we have here too, stuff. So I'm interested in seeing what he's got. So that'd be cool, man. The Oklahoma Prepper. Like to see something from him too. And then Johnny at Jeep Things. You know, I know you're in a different state as well. Like to see what you guys got. And like I said, you're under no obligation to do it, but you know, it'd be cool to see, and some different stuff, you know, than what we got. So yeah, and I appreciate you watching, and it was very cool, Kyle. Appreciate the tag, and hope to see more people doing this, because I'm looking forward to seeing the videos of people you tag, and I'm looking forward to seeing the people I'm tagging too. So anyway, keep it heavy, y'all.